1,720 to 1.
Never tell me the odds. Great shot, kid. That was 1 in a million.
Remember, the Force will be with you.
What's up, guys? Boy Benny. We care a lot about the future on this program. We often like to show you the future when we can, and I can show you the future right here. It's Byron Donalds, congressman from Florida. Somebody we've gotten to know. He's on the show all the time. You probably recognize him. He's got 650,000 followers on X, and this makes him one of the most followed members of Congress. You probably recognize him from Fox News, and as a surrogate for Donald Trump. He is one of the strongest surrogates for Donald Trump, and he's somebody who has, I think, a very, very bright future. Many speculating higher office runs for Byron Donalds. We'll see what happens. But Byron Donalds was standing behind President Trump today. Trump allies joined forces to hammer sham trial, weaponized against 45th president, political persecution. Third-rate banana republic, Vivek Ramaswamy says. Fox News writing up Byron Donalds. Byron Donalds taking the lead here. And taking the lead, quite frankly, at this incredible press conference. This was sort of the look behind Donald Trump today. There's the photo that's going around. You can see Donald Trump here out of focus in the foreground, and then the men standing behind him. You got Byron Donalds, you got Doug Burgum, Speaker of the House, Vivek Ramaswamy, and Cory Mills, who's also a fantastic representative from Florida. But it's Byron Donalds who stole the show at the presser outside. So they don't allow these men to speak inside where Donald Trump is speaking. They have to go outside and go across the street and stand on a teeny little podium there, and then they're able to speak. And they really didn't like what Byron Donalds had to say here. This is going thermonuclear, almost 4,000 reposts, 13,000 likes, and hundreds of thousands of views. Byron Donalds saying this trial is over. Watch.
Ladies and gentlemen of America, this trial is a joke. This thing is a farce. We were in there all morning. Michael Cohen basically sat there and said, yeah, he invoiced legal expenses. The Trump campaign, the Trump organization, not the campaign, paid out money in legal expenses. Where's the crime? There is no crime. The only crime that's happening here is this Democrat judge and the Democrat Party prosecuting their political rival right in the middle of a presidential election. The crime here is that the issues facing our nation are not being addressed by the Democrats, but they want to go after Donald Trump. And there's nothing wrong. There's nothing that has been wrong here. Nothing that has been done poorly by President Trump. The only thing that's being done wrong is by this judge. His daughter's making money, raising money for Democrats. And all of the fundraising emails and all the fundraising things are about this trial that his daughter is using. He won't recuse himself. This is a travesty of justice. This is a misuse of the justice system. And look around New York. New York's got plenty of issues. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. You have all of NYPD's finest down here because of this travesty going on in that courtroom. Meanwhile, the citizens of New York are less safe, and the district attorney in New York is not prosecuting real crime. He's a Soros-backed DA going after his chief political rival in Donald Trump. America is better than this. And so, unfortunately, it's going to take the American people this November to let their voices be heard on this travesty of justice that's occurring and making sure that Donald Trump is the 47th president of the United States. I've never seen anything like it. This is a joke. It is a farce. It is a travesty. We are better than this as Americans. And unfortunately, the Democrat Party has lost their ever-loving minds. And so it's going to take the American people to remind them that justice is supposed to be blind. It is not supposed to be going after political opponents and political rivals. With that, I'll turn it over to my colleague from Florida, Congressman Cory Mills.
The Democrat Party has lost their ever-loving minds. Ladies and gentlemen, Byron Donalds hasn't lost anything. He's a rising star. If Michael Cohen is your star witness, you have no case. Cohen makes money bashing President Trump. Cohen is a convicted liar. Spent the entire day Byron Donalds spent the entire day in the courthouse with Donald Trump. Truly some incredible patriot, says Eric Trump of that image. Justice is supposed to be blind. Justice is not supposed to mean political persecution. We're better than this as a nation. Travesty. November, the American people will make their voices heard. Everybody's saying thank you Rick Grinnell, who served as the director of national intelligence for Donald Trump, saying, thank you, tuning in. This is what the press conference looked like outside of the court. Byron Donalds saying, I'm in New York State today to stand with Donald Trump. Case is a travesty. They still haven't identified a crime. It's been 4 weeks. This is election interference. Somebody who echoed that was Vivek Ramaswamy, who gave extremely powerful remarks as well. This is what, in part, Vivek had to say.
The whole case that Alvin Bragg has brought depends on one premise for them to charge this as a felony, is that Donald Trump somehow should have used campaign funds to make an allegedly personal payment. Yet if he had done that, their case against him would be even stronger. This is garbage. That is the best proof that you have that if they're going to get him Cohen or get him coming, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. This is a sham. This is not the United States of America. This is some third-rate banana republic. If this were happening in another country, we would be laughing at them as a sham democracy. I am ashamed as an American citizen to sit here in a courtroom watching the former leader of the free world, and let's be honest, likely next leader of the free world, sitting with the indignity in this dingy third-rate courtroom with fourth-rate prosecutors and a fifth-rate lawyer on the stand as a witness, who actually is violating attorney-client privilege left and right. Nobody's even talking about that. So this is a shame. Shame on the spirit in our country's history, but we will get through it and be stronger, because you know who ultimately actually cast the vote on this case? It's not just the jurors in that jury box. It's every one of you at home. It's every American who votes this November to say no to the weaponization of justice.
Byron Donalds was also joined by Cory Mills, who's a spectacular a veteran and member of Congress, also from Florida. Cory Mills on fire.
What have we learned here today? What we've learned is that Michael Cohen, who has no credibility, who has purged himself multiple times, who has zero integrity, has actually admitted to defrauding the Trump organization. He has listed his invoice as being an actual legal precedent where, in fact, he's now claiming that it's something other than that, and that he knowingly and fraudulently put that forward. Look, as we talked about, why do they want this trial to continue? Well, they want it to continue because this is the fundraising source for Adam Schiff, for Biden, and for the Democrat opponents. This is nothing more than election interference at its finest. You are seeing where the weaponization of what was the Department of Justice, now the Department of Injustice, has continued to be utilized against the American people and against the President of the United States. I will tell you right now, the same way that I stand here steadfast behind our president, I know that America stands with him as well. They see this sham indictment. They see this for what it is without any actual substance whatsoever. Keep in mind, they keep actually talking about the FEC violations, but when you're utilizing personal funds or you're utilizing a trust, that is not campaign funding. There is no violation, which is why the FEC never actually even pursued this. And so I think the American people see this for what it is. They want to keep President Trump off the campaign trail. They're seeing what's happening in the swing states across America, and they're seeing exactly that this is draining down assets and resources that can be utilized by the president to continue to forge ahead, to build a stronger economy, to secure our border, and to get our nation back on track.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, with friends like these, except for Mike Johnson, whatever. I'm going to be nice to Mike Johnson today because he showed up. Mike Johnson's been a total traitor to Republican priorities in the House, but it is what it is, okay? I'm for unity. I'll take unity over losing. The enemy of my enemy is my friend, and so we must unify to win. I want to win as an American first patriot. I do not want to lose as America first. I want to win. And so, ladies and gentlemen, unite and win. That's what we're seeing here. We're also seeing the rise of the political stars of the future generation. And it's inspiring. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe to be inspired. See you.